About video games. Video games are usually known for being such a great way to get entertainment. They are not something new. Actually, it's been almost 50 years since the first affordable console was released. In 1972, the first console was sold, the first on its kind, and its name was Magnavox Odyssey. It was created by the German engineer Rolf Beer, who is considered the video game's father since then. As the time goes on, there are multiple video games released every single year, and every one of them are better than the last one. Most of the time, all video games are well sold, generating a lot of money to the releaser. But, like video games, there were consoles that were released as the time has gone by. In 1993, the first emblematic video game console was released. The PlayStation 1, or PS1, was the first console to start a whole new era in the video game world. The success was instantly. Thousands of copies were sold the same day of release. Since then, multiple companies have worked on creating their own consoles, like Microsoft with the Xbox console, which was a bigger success than the PlayStation since the Microsoft console was way more powerful and innovative. Since then, has been growing up with the next generation consoles and new video games were released like Call of Duty, Battlefield or Grand Theft Auto. Like new video games, there are new consoles like the PS3 and the Xbox 360. These two were the next step to a gaming experience and also considered the two most entertaining consoles ever created. When these two monsters were brought to reality, the gaming company were turning into rivalry, competing about which console was the best or which company was the most successful. Nowadays, there are multiple and a lot of video games consoles that have been released, like the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X. This one, the last considered the most powerful console ever, being capable to run games in the highest quality.
Technology. A video game is executed thanks to a software program that is processed by a machine that has input and output devices. The software program or software contains all the information, instruction, images, and audio that make up the video game. It is recorded in cartridge, optical disc, magnetic disc, special memory card for video games, or downloaded directly to a device on internet. In the 80s, the usual support of software was the cartridge in the game consoles and the magnetic disc or cassette tapes in the computers. Later, the CD-ROMs were used because it had more capacity than the cartridge since this had reached their technological top, and in addition, it was more economic to produce in mass. Currently, the high-capacity DVD system is used and in a desktop consoles such as PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Blu-ray, with a very high capacity. However, since a few years ago, downloading from the internet has been as a massively distributed technology, easily to accessible and less expensive than the physical distribution of discs. Apart from the security advantages of avoiding losses due to the damage or loss of discs, already that the video game will be virtually always available. Now I'm going to talk about 10 video games facts. The first fact is Mario was actually named after the landlord of Nintendo First Warehouse, Mr. Mario Siegel. The original name of Mario was actually Mr. Video Game, which ended up becoming Mr. Siegel's nickname. Speaking of Mario, is actually appearing in over 120 video games. Now, the fact number 2. Pac-Man was invented by the designer Toru Iwata while he was eating pizza. Number 3. The PlayStation was originally designed as a Nintendo console with Sony to make the inside components. When Nintendo console changed their minds about making the console, Sony decided to go ahead make the PlayStation. The number 4. The video games industry is valued at $17 billion worldwide. Number 5. 2/3 of American households play games. 60% are male and 40% are female. Number 6. In the 90s games, Golden Axe from Sega was voiced entirely by prisoners on dead now. Number 7. Due the popularity Due the popularity of Nintendo game Mario Brothers in 1983, there was an explosion of name Mario given to children around the time. Number 8. In the original Legend of Zelda game, why you could only hold 250 feet rupees that are gold coins in the game? Because the maximum value of an assignment 8-byte integer and hold more would have required more memory, which wasn't just doable for technology on that time. The fact number 9. The most famous G code for video games of all time: up, up, down, 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 left, right B, and A. This was made popular by the game Contra, which gives the player a full set of power-ups, and it's called Konami code or gaming code. And the last fact, the number 10, is the first gaming console to ever ship with an international memory was Sega Saturn, and it shipped with about 1 megabyte of memory.